Well, you could all hear and understand my colleague Adi Rama very clearly. He was very direct and very straightforward. So, you know, I cannot emphasize enough that, you know, we are not frustrated and depressed. We are beyond that. So, you know, it's a new kind of liberalization for us. You know, as you could hear Adi, you know, for the time being, you're depressed, frustrated, and then you do not expect anymore anything, and you're liberalized. And that's, I think, how we all feel. Which is a great feeling, and we wouldn't have it without the EU, actually. So thank you very much for that. We went 360 degrees altogether in this. I have to say that, you know, that brings, as Adi said, some new things in the regional cooperation. I think we all continue doing what we need to do to continue with our European integration. But at the same time, I think we are placing increasingly more focus on regional cooperation, on the things that we can do together to increase the quality of life of all of our citizens. And that's good, that's fantastic, because those are the things that we can actually influence. And European integration, at the end of the day, whatever you do, it is really down to each and every EU member state to decide whether you will progress or not. And it's a complex and complicated process, and it gets more complex and more complicated by the day, as we have seen with North Macedonia, and I have to say that. It's no longer about the European values. It's no longer about the progress in the key area, and that's the rule of law. It's now also about the bilateral issues, and not even the bilateral issues as such, more issues of linguistics, history, interpretation of linguistics and history, and so on and so forth. So those are the things that you cannot even begin to influence. There are other things that make our European integration more complicated, and I'll mention perhaps one or two. You know, Serbia is, even in this IGC that we had, which was actually very positive, always reminded by some of the EU member states about the national minority rights. And that is actually fantastic because, in my view, human and minority rights are one of the key European values. But in terms of respecting the national minorities, Serbia is one of the leading countries in Europe, as stated by the Council of Europe, OSCE, European Parliament on many occasions, because we have different mechanisms in which we respect the national minority rights. The National Councils of National Minorities, the Republic Council of National Minorities, language that has to be respected. More than 15, some of our municipalities, local governments have more than 15 official languages because of the national minority rights.